Hi, my name is Seyi Taylor. I'm CEO of Bloovue. We're an online and mobile advertising company based in Lagos, Nigeria. We started out as an ad network, and we've kind of morphed into an online and mobile advertising services company. We help businesses project themselves on the internet, and also not just on the internet, but also using mobile technology and using data techniques to optimize advertising and make it smarter. We call it smart advertising, which is kind of what we do. What we're trying to do in English is a business needs to project itself on the internet, but not just do place adverts everywhere, which is what anybody else can do, but do it in a manner that is effective and has results, and they can actually say, well, for X amount of money that we spent, this is X amount of money that we got back from customers, or this was the value for what we got. Then they need to be talking to us. I hope I'll try and pretend I have a typical day, but basically, so I get to the office. I usually start working from somewhere around when I wake up, but I eventually end up in the office around 8 or 9. Review mail, well, probably review most of the mail at home, start answering some emails. I then work on projects, whether it's documents that need to be written up or reviewing work that people have done. And then I do what I call my word rounds, which is just drive around and meet the clients and sit down and discuss and figure out where they're going next and how we can help them work together and plan campaigns and plan future, or plan what we're, or take a look at what we're currently executing and try and figure out how we can make it better. When I was in medical school, I think that was, well, I kind of like picked up, always had an interest in art and design. When I was in medical school, I started doing computer graphics seriously, and then I got a laptop, as a present for something, and I just basically spent so much time doing computer graphics, and I thought, this is what I think I'm going to do the rest of my life. And so after that, I started working with marketing communications, co-founded a company with some people who were much older than me. Worked at that for a while, then started out on my own in 2007, not Bloovue, something else. I'm still doing marketing communications, and of course in the course of working through that, I realized how big the internet was becoming and how businesses were not really figuring out how to use it in Nigeria and locally. So we just thought, this is an opportunity to move to the next frontier, and that's basically what I've been doing for a while now. I think that right at the foundation of it, one of the things that almost any business really is, you need to be able to sell. All right, you need to be able to tell people and convince people that you're the guy that they need to be talking to, or your product is a product that they need to be using. You need to convince people to join your company staff, because you will not be able to pay as much as, say, for example, the banks or whatever it is. And if you can get really brilliant people, and you need really brilliant people to do brilliant work, you need to be able to be creative. You need to keep up to date with what's going on everywhere else in the world, because there's always like this fantasy that Nigeria is so far behind the rest of the world that we don't need to figure out what's going on everywhere else. But the fact of the matter is that the world is much smaller right now, and a lot of things are happening in Nigeria and the same things that are going on everywhere else. And so you really need to keep up with the developments in whatever field it is that you're going in. And then you need to be really tenacious and hardworking and not give up. And so, I think those are some of the things I'd recommend in anyone. There are a lot of people who've been instrumental to my success along the way. The people that give me a leg up, give me a chance, give me an opportunity. And there are really too many to mention. My first business partner really didn't need to use me as my business partner. Could have hired me as staff, but decided to. But in terms of like mentors, I think Elon Musk, who runs Tesla, who co-founded PayPal, is somebody I admire a lot for his ability to do stuff that's just completely crazy and out of this world. I like Amazon's Jeff Bezos. I think his tenacity in playing a really long-term game, and we're just now beginning to see how valuable the business is after 16 years in business. And I think those kind of mindsets of trying to do really hard things, or saying I'm going to be here for a while, I'm going to try and figure out how to make this valuable in the very long term, are things I admire a lot in business. Someone said that the things that kill companies are not outside the company, but like inside the company. I think that's really true. So say for example, one of the biggest challenges is like your inability to read what's actually going on around you. And so we've made, for example, some mistakes in the past strategy, like picking markets or picking products that we're going to use in the market. And I think that what we've done is to learn from what those things are. And everybody likes to talk about, human resources. It's a challenge. Everybody likes to talk about power. Everybody likes to talk about infrastructure, and those are real challenges. Internet speed is a real problem. We spend so much money on the internet and we still don't get what it is that we're looking for. But I think that of all the challenges, how we've been able to overcome them is basically with a desire to learn from our mistakes, examine what we've done wrong, and then taking responsibility. Not just saying, well, it's the government's fault and whatever it's about. Figuring out a way to say, look, if it's going to happen, then it's down to us. And then say, basically, with that attitude, say, okay, all right, so how do we work around the issues that we've found? Whether it's finding great people, sometimes you contract out of hiring, or train people that aren't exactly up to scratch until the point when they become exactly what it is that you're looking for. All ambiguity, what I learned is that all ambiguity is interpreted negatively, which is when people don't understand what something is very clearly, they kind of like assume the worst. So my own philosophy now is to be as clear as possible whenever possible with my team, with my stakeholders, with clients, with everything. I mean, get it as clear as possible that nobody ever assumes anything else. Yeah, I think one of the first things that one of the trends that we're working with and working on is where data analysis and big data kind of like marries online advertising. To say, for example, instead of just advertising like the way they advertise billboards, just one size fits all advertising, is trying to figure out how to personalize advertising down to individual people, and then use that to, because of that, get better results. And we've started doing that already, and we've got, spent like the whole of last year doing that for a few selected clients, and we've got fantastic results for them. We're doing that again this year. We've signed some interesting clients already. I tried to close one deal today, and I'm pretty happy about where the direction in which we're going. And I think that's basically what we're going to be doing, working down the line. I mean, I think it's definitely something that's it's definitely the future of digital advertising, and I'm pretty glad that we're right at the forefront of it. If you're a small business owner, you probably don't have like a big budget, right, to do. I mean, if you're a small business owner where you are the business, where you're one person, then the business is almost like an extension of yourself. The simplest thing, of course, right off the top, is to ensure that you have social media presence for your businesses on at least all the popular social media and whatever you can manage. If you're doing something visual, like say for example jewelry or beads or fashion or that kind of thing, then you can get an Instagram. So I'll say get a Facebook, get an Instagram, get a Twitter, and at least reach out to first of all your personal network, and then encourage them to reach out to their own personal network. Bloovue is, I think we're working for basically 3 years now, so it's still a pretty small business and young, and it's been fun.